Hope everybody's having a great night. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Um, I wanted to talk to you tonight about really how to keep your focus. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like it's just been this year has just been a lot back to back to back, and not your normal a lot, but like an unprecedented amount of stuff that we've never really been through before. It started with COVID, and then now we have so much civil unrest. And I'm going to be honest with you. Me and my brand, we stand where we've always stood, which is right beside you. We know who made our brand, and our brand has over the years been primarily supported by African American women. So that's who we stand with. That's who we support. That's who we've always supported. And at the end of the day, we're going to continue doing what we need to do to make sure you have what you need to come out of this on the other side successful. That's my prayer for everybody, that regardless as to what's going on with you, that you can find a way to come out of all of this, no matter how you feel right now, better than when you went in. And so I hope that makes sense to everybody. I'm going to be giving you guys some real life things to do to be able to take action, to be able to stand your ground, to be able to still grow your business. Even in the midst of everything that's going on, we have to remember why we're doing what we're doing. And a lot of us, we've been doing this. And if you haven't shared the broadcast, make sure you share the broadcast. So for my part, my commitment, I'm going to be live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. to be able to help you not just rebrand your business right now, but to stay focused. Hey, D. Morris. Hey, Nunu. Thanks for sharing. To be able to do the things that matter right now in your business, because yeah, there's a lot going on, but you can't boil the ocean. A lot of the things that are going on, regardless as to how hurtful they are, they're not new. I grew up in the South. I've been knowing it's racism. If you've been knowing it's racism, go ahead and say me. So I've been knowing they was killing black men. It wasn't right then, and it's definitely not right now. And we have to understand that number one, our best revenge is our paper. And what I mean by that is paper, voting ballots, paper, money in the bank, paper, the ability to make change, paper. Our best revenge is having our businesses set up right. Our best revenge is supporting each other and doing business with each other. That's our best revenge. So don't get it twisted. We still got work to do, and it has a lot to do with us not sitting around waiting on somebody to help us or save us financially, really getting in the trenches and saving ourselves and each other. So even with everything that's going on, don't forget the fact that you are here for a reason. And if everybody works diligently to save their families, if everybody works diligently to grow their generational wealth, if everybody works harder and smarter to be able to build a legacy, what we will do is we will force change. Change will have to come. We're not going to give change a choice. And it can't just be today, it's got to be ongoing. So today, we've got to do the things that are going to matter tomorrow. And growing your business today is going to help you really be able to make change tomorrow. So don't forget, in everything that's going on, sometimes we got to turn out the noise and focus inward at what's going to make a difference in our lives and what's going to make a difference in the lives of our family, because ultimately that is what's going to change the world. My grandfather used to always say, clean up your backyard before you go clean up anybody else's backyard. So a lot of us right now need to take this opportunity, this time working from home, and really clean up our backyard, whatever that looks like. This is the perfect time to clean up your credit. Why is this the perfect time to clean up your credit? Them credit bureaus ain't got everybody on staff. This is the perfect time to go and get what you need. Why? Because nobody's buying. We've got to start taking a stand in such a way that says, I don't have to do what everybody else is doing unless what everybody else is doing is the right thing for me. And regardless as to who you are, there are some things that are the right thing for you and some things that are not right for you right now. But you got to always remember that your money is power. Somebody say that, my money, type that in. My money is power. And our connections is power. Our sisterhood is power. Supporting each other in business is power. So when it's all said and done, we can take care of we. We generate enough revenue to take care of we. And that's the second thing we've got to realize. We got to realize the power of we. There's nothing that makes me angrier than the way we treat each other. There's nothing that makes me angrier than the way Black people treat Black people, the way women treat women. There's nothing that makes me angrier. Because when it's all said and done, how can we demand respect from everybody else if we won't even treat each other right? Now, that's not an excuse for people treating us poorly, but the truth of the matter is we got to start realizing the power of we. Don't look at me as, oh, that's just another Black woman. Look at me as another business owner. I see things happen all the time that I say to myself, I wonder, would they have treated me like that if I were a male-owned business? I wonder, would they have treated me like that if I were a white-owned business or an Asian-owned business? And that question should never, ever cross my mind. Because if anything, you should give me more grace because I look like you, and more grace because I'm the same gender as you, not less. So I hope everything that's going on is a lesson in how to respect each other and realize that there's just as much greatness over here as there is anywhere else. And to really understand that if you want to be a business owner, you've got to celebrate and support other business owners. And I'm going to be honest with you, this whole situation made me really reflect on who has been there for me over the years. And so I'll give you an example. We're getting ready to have a virtual conference called Pink and Paid. And we're going to be encouraging people not just to buy Black, but to buy Black and Pink, which is women, Black women-owned businesses. And when I asked my team, what do y'all think about that? They said, well, what will people say about being left out? And I said, well, let's just tell the truth about who has supported me all these years. 99.9% of my revenue in my business has come from African-American women. And so if that is who has supported me all of these years, who should have a problem with me doing something to give back to the same audience that has supported me all these years? That's one of the reasons, guys, if you have a business right now and your business is struggling, you need to go and apply for one of the free women grants, bit.ly/freewomen2020. Get some help rebranding and revamping your business. Now is not the time to struggle. There's too much help out there. There's too many tools. There's too many resources. There's too much knowledge, and it's too much money. Somebody say too much money. It's too much money. So if you're not getting your share, at some point you got to say to yourself, it's got to be something I'm not doing right. Who can help me do that other than somebody that's done it already? This is the time. Now is the best time to grow your online business. The world is listening. The world is watching. The world is committed to change. You hear it. Even Uber sent an email today. We're committed to doing the right thing for the first time in a long time. We've got people watching and listening and admitting how wrong the situation is. How many black men they've been running around here killing. It took them a long time to get here. Too long if you ask me. But it also took us too long to demand that they listen. So that's a two-way street. It's too much money for you to not have what you need for your family. There's too many opportunities for you not to have what you need to live the type of life that you want. Is there anybody here that wants more? And if you haven't shared the broadcast, this is where sisterhood starts. How many of you have shared this broadcast or tagged another sister and said, get in here and listen to this? We don't have to be sister against sister anymore. Get in here and listen to this. It's no more competition. It's more than enough for all of us. Get in here and listen to this. This might change your trajectory. This might change your life. We've got to start understanding that when knowledge is being passed out, we got to invite people to the table, because the only difference between you and $1 million business owner is knowledge. It's not work. It's not intelligence. It's knowledge and it's strategy. That's it. And what I've been realizing lately is we are caught up in paperwork, because that's all credit is. I can't wait to talk about that. All credit is not saying you don't owe nobody. Credit says, how are you handling your business affairs? Credit ain't got nothing to do with how much money you make. Come on now, is somebody listening to me? Credit has absolutely nothing to do with how much money you make. Credit has nothing to do with how many bills you have. Not really. Credit says, how are you handling your business? It's all a paperwork game. And for so long, we've been caught up in not having the knowledge to form our businesses correctly, not having the knowledge to make the extra money that's going to let us pay our bills correctly, not understanding how to go out and spend money in a way that it doesn't red flag our credit. We've got to come together and we've got to start pooling our resources, pooling our knowledge, pooling our expertise, and we've got to admit to ourselves that we don't know it all. When I told my team that we were going to be giving out $1 million in grants, I thought that women would be knocking the door down. I want you to keep in mind what a grant is. When you go to college to get a grant, you don't get 100%. They're going to pay most of it. Why do they pay most of it? To make sure you show up like you got some sense. You got to have some skin in the game. So if I'm offering a $10,000 branding boot camp and all you have to bring to the table is $1,000, at some point, you got to say to yourself, I can't miss this opportunity. I've got to get the help that I need to move myself to the next level. You got to say to yourself, what I'm doing right now ain't working. If you're still going to work, what you're doing is not working. Can somebody say amen? If you're still caught up in the crossfire of a job, whatever you're doing to build your business, it's not working. And you got to be as committed to that, as committed to freeing yourself, as committed to building your business, because this is your life on the line. This is your life on the line. This is your inability to be able to take care of your family the way you would, could, should. This is how you're going to be able to retire that's on the line. This is all of the things that you wish you had. That's on the line. So if what you're doing is not working, go to bit.ly/freewomen2020 and complete the process. Get you some help. It's a lot going on, I ain't gonna lie. But some shit is just a distraction. Hello? Some things are just designed. And it's not always a distraction for us. Sometimes it's just enough distraction for the world for things to change. Sometimes the world needs to look at something other than us. This is the time that we race for the bag. This is the time that we start coming together. This is the time that we start doing something different. This is the season that's going to make them ask, when did they get that close? When did they get that tight? Remember that song, We Are Family? All the people say how they get so close. Exactly. So you got to share this message. And when I come back on Sunday night, be prepared to take some notes about what you're going to be willing and able to do to make change in your life. And I want to impress this upon you. It takes change to make change. They tell them, D. Morris, they're out here giving away money. They're out here giving away opportunities. They're out here giving away because they're trying to make it up to us. So what you have to do is make sure that if you don't do nothing else, you got your hand out and that you don't miss the chance. You need to be in line. See, what they're counting on is that you're not going to apply. What they're counting on is you're not going to ask. What they're counting on is you're not going to know any better. What they're counting on is nobody's going to share the opportunity with you. I read that the other day, that there is a transfer of wealth taking place right now. And you've got to ask yourself, which side am I going to be on? And am I going to be on the side that's receiving the wealth? Or am I going to be on the side that's giving my opportunities up, that's risking my opportunities, that's leaving my wealth on the line? You've got to ask yourself, and you've got to ask yourself that every single day. Which side will you be on? Will you be on the side that comes out of this better than you went in? Because that's my prayer, and that's what I've been seeing happen for my clients. They are set up. They are positioned to come out of this making more money than when they went in. More of them free from their jobs than when they started. Some shit is just a distraction. Don't let it distract you. And I'm not saying some of this doesn't need attention called to it. But in the midst of all of this, you still have to focus on freeing your family. Your number one priority, somebody say number one, your number one priority should be, I need to get my family free. I need to free myself, and then I need to free my family. And that needs to be my priority when I wake up in the morning. Hello, somebody. That needs to be my priority when I go to bed at night. Come on, somebody. And in the process, because see, what I do for others, God is going to do for me. In the process, I need to free as many women as I can. That's my goal. In all the years you've watched me, I don't care who you are, you've rarely seen me by myself. The door is always open I'm always encouraging people to come on the other side. I'm always encouraging people to come get this money. I'm always encouraging people not to let you get in the way of you being free. I'm always speaking life into people and letting them know what is possible and that freedom is possible. Abundance is possible. Your next level is possible. Don't lose hold of that. Don't lose hold of that. Don't forget why you're doing all this to begin with. So when those gates open, when the floodgates open, and they finally say to us, to themselves, look, I'm tired of fighting these folks. They right. We ain't been treating them right. We haven't been giving them the same opportunities. We haven't been just in the way we treated them. When those floodgates open, you and your business need to be ready to run through the door first. Amen. When the floodgates open and they finally agree that they owe us reparations for all these years, when they finally agree that there's a big payback, when they finally agree that the wealth is not divided equitably, when they finally agree that the power is not divided fairly, when they finally say to themselves, we need more minorities in power, we need more women in power, when they finally are ready to cut the check, come on now, Katrina, you need to be in line with your business affairs in order first. I'm letting y'all know change is coming, but change is a funny thing. It may not always look the way you thought it was going to look. It may not always come at you the way you thought it was going to come at you, but you need to be ready. It takes change to make change. The same way these celebrities are standing up and investing money, we need to be able to do that same thing. We need to be able to speak up and put money towards electing the right officials. We need to be able to put money towards getting the right people in office as judges and sheriffs. We need to be able to rent buses and take people to the polling stations. We need to run our own voters registration drives. We need to do it. But we also need to make sure that in everything we're doing, we are taking care of number one, and that is freeing our families financially. It is time for us to come out of financial oppression. It's time for us to be debt free. It's time for us to be job free. It's time for us to be free from living paycheck to paycheck. It's time for us to be free from living in only certain neighborhoods and driving only certain cars. It's time for 100% freedom. I want everything that the Bible promised me, not the Constitution. I want everything the Bible promised me. And how we're going to get that is by standing together and giving back to each other. So if your business is struggling, it doesn't have to. Go to bit.ly/freewomen2020 to apply for the rebranding boot camp. Listen to me, guys. If you've been praying for help, and if you read that book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and the man was getting ready to leave and he tried to offer the monk some gold because he had been staying with the monk, and the monk said, no, thank you. And the man said, well, when you turn down opportunities, you're turning down help from God. Some of you are so busy trying to do it all by yourself. You're praying in the morning, but then you run around blind all day, not seeing the help that God is sending your way because it doesn't quite look like you thought it was going to look. It doesn't quite sound like you thought it was going to sound. And so you're missing You're missing opportunities to generate revenue. You're missing opportunities to leave your job. You're missing, it's guys, it's not that hard. You just got to know it's a formula. You've just got to know that there's a formula. And if you don't have the answer to that formula, somebody does. And you got to ask yourself, what am I willing to do to get it? What am I willing to do? What am I willing to exchange? What am I willing to give up in order to have a formula that I don't have right now? It's ours for the taking, y'all. The tide is shifting. And you got two choices. You can either swim and keep up with this tide, or you let this tide take you under. This tide is not designed to take you under. We've already been under. When a tide shifts, somebody, whoever was on the bottom, ends up on top, right? That's what happens when a tide shifts. So the tide is shifting and we've been on the bottom. It's time for us to be on the top. It's time for us to have everything that was promised to us in the word. But you got to give up something. You may have to give up your current state of mind. You may have to give up some of the people you hang out with. You may have to give up some of your bad habits. Go ahead. You might have to give up some things. And that's okay. Because look what you're giving it up for. So I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to be back Sunday night, next Tuesday, to talk about the same thing. I'm going to give you guys some tools to help you really get in touch with your clients, get in touch with your brand, figure out how your brand is going to show up through this crisis, how you're going to continue to generate revenue through these protests, how you're going to stay hyper-focused on your next level, baby. Some shit is just a distraction, but you also have to ask yourself, who is it a distraction for? I don't think this is our distraction. I think this distraction was designed simply for us to have opportunity to get ahead. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Stop questioning the tide. Stop looking gift horses in the mouth. Stop being, questioning the money that's coming and the opportunities that's coming. Jump on board. And if you need some help, guys, get in line for the grant right now. bit.ly/freewomen2020. All right. Listen, guys, we stay in the same place we've always stood. I ain't got to sit. I thought about it. I said, should I send an email out to let people know where I stand on these issues? I said, should I send a text out? But the thing is, when you ain't changed your position, you don't have to speak up and say where you stand. I stood for, with, and beside Black women for the last 9 years. I've been in the trenches. I've helped them off jobs, build businesses, grow their revenue for the last 9 years consistently. I didn't make a lot of money in the spring and not come back to the winter. I'm here regardless. So when you stand with somebody, I shouldn't have to tell you I'm standing with you. I've been here. So maybe the people that feel some kind of way, maybe the companies that ain't always stood with us, got to make an announcement. I don't need to go make no announcement as to where I stand. I've been announcing it for 9 years. Hello. For 9 years, you see me rock with the people that I rock with. You'll see me support the people I support. You've seen me grow business after business, including mine. So no, I don't have to send no special email or call no special meeting together or send no special text. I've been standing with my sisters, and I'm going to keep standing with my sisters. And all we need to do is learn how to stand together. All right, love you guys.